Video title, The Real Story of Two Dads. Which one will make you rich? Complete summary of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Opening scene, a simple question. Hello, friends. Imagine you are a 9-year-old boy. There are two powerful men in your life. They both love you. They both give you advice. But their advice about money and life is completely opposite. One says, study hard, get excellent grades, find a good, safe job with a steady salary. The other says, study to learn, look for opportunity, make money work for you. Which one do you listen to? This is the true story of Robert Kiyosaki. And today, over the next 2 hours, we will walk together step by step through the most important financial lessons of his life, which he wrote in the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Lessons that school never taught us. Are you ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Introducing the Two Dads. Robert's real father, whom he calls his poor dad, was a brilliant man. He had a Ph.D. He was the head of education for a Sioux state. He was intelligent, respected, and hardworking. But he always had money problems. He had a good salary, but at the end of every month he was short on cash. He would always say, "I'll never be rich," or "Money is the root of all evil." For pocket money, Robert worked with his best friend, Mike. Mike's father was a Japanese immigrant who hadn't even finished school, but he was slowly becoming one of the richest men in the state. Robert called him his rich dad. One day, Robert asks his real father, "How can I become rich?" His father has only one answer: go to school. But Robert knew his educated father wasn't rich, so he went to Rich Dad and asked the same question. Rich Dad said, "If you want to learn, come to my store Saturday morning at 7 a.m., but you'll work for no pay." Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Robert and Mike worked for 3 hours every week in a small store for very little money. The work was hard and boring. After a few weeks, Robert became angry. He felt exploited. This was exactly where Rich Dad taught him the first big life lesson. He said, "Now you sound like most of my employees. You got angry and quit. But if you let your emotions control you, you'll live life like them. Get a little money, get angry, quit, and look for another job, thinking more money will solve the problem. It's a trap." Then he offered them a choice. Stay in the trap of work for pay, or learn how to make money work for you. Of course, they chose to learn. He gave them their jobs back, but for free. He said, "Use your head, look around. Do you see a problem? An opportunity?" The boys saw that the store was throwing away old comic books. They asked the store manager if they could have them instead. Then they created a comic book library in Mike's garage and charged other kids 10 cents to read as many as they wanted. They hired Mike's sister to manage it. They created an asset. Money started flowing in without them working hour by hour. The lesson was clear. Don't spend your life chasing a salary. Train your mind to see opportunities and create systems that generate money for you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more simple lessons to change your financial life. Lesson 2. The Golden Rule. Know the difference. After the comic book success, Rich Dad began teaching them financial language. He said, "The number one rule to getting rich is this. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets." This sounds simple, but most people get it completely wrong. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. It gives you income. Examples: a rental property that gives you rent every month, shares in a company that pay you dividends, a business that runs without you. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. It costs you money. Examples: your car, gas, insurance, repairs, your primary home mortgage, loan payment, taxes, maintenance, your credit card debt. Rich Dad drew simple diagrams. Poor person. Their income goes only to expenses, no assets, no liabilities. Middle-class person. Their income goes to expenses and to liabilities, like a bigger house, a new car, a new phone. They think these are assets, but they are not. They are expenses that look good. Rich person. Their income goes first to buying true assets. Those assets generate enough income to pay for their expenses and buy more assets. The big mistake: we work hard, get a raise, and then buy a bigger liability, a new car, and think we are richer. But we are just deeper in the rat race. The rich focus on growing their asset column, not their salary or their expensive things. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more simple lessons to change your financial life. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. Robert's poor dad always said, "Go to school, get a good job, and work for a great corporation." Rich Dad said, "Don't spend your life minding someone else's business. Mind your own business." What does this mean? Your job is what you do 9 to 5 for a salary. Your business is what you build in your own time, your asset column. A doctor's profession is medicine, but her business might be the apartment building she owns or her stock portfolio. Don't confuse your profession with your business. Rich Dad's advice: keep your day job, but start building your asset column now. Don't just spend your paycheck on expenses and liabilities. Use some of that money to buy a real asset, even a small one. Could you buy a single share of a company? Could you save for a small down payment on a property to rent out? Could you start a tiny side business? Don't wait. Start your business of building assets today while you have the security of a job. Lesson 4. Taxes and corporations, the game of the rich. Robert asked, "Why do the rich pay less in taxes? It's not fair." Rich Dad laughed and explained the history. Taxes were originally for the rich to pay for wars, but over time the government started taxing the middle class more and more. More importantly, he explained how the rich play a different game. They use a powerful tool, the corporation. Look at the cash flow pattern. An employee earns, pays taxes, spends what's left. Taxes are taken first, so they have less to spend or invest. A corporation owned by the rich earns, spends on legal business expenses, a car, travel, part of a home office, pays taxes on what's left. The corporation spends on expenses before paying taxes. This is legal, smart, and how the game is designed. The rich don't just work harder, they work smarter within the rules. They use financial knowledge as a superpower. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Opportunity is everywhere, but you need financial intelligence to see it. Rich Dad told the boys a story about a piece of land. Everyone thought it was expensive and worthless, but he saw that between this land and the city, a new highway was being built. He bought the land with a small down payment. A few years later, he sold part of it to a developer for a huge profit, paid off the loan, and kept the rest for free. He didn't have the money at first. He had an idea, the courage to act, and the skill to make a deal. Most people wait for the perfect opportunity or say, "I don't have enough money to invest." The rich create opportunities and find ways to use other people's money, like a bank loan, wisely. Your most important asset is not money, it's your trained mind. Lesson 6. Work to learn, don't work for money. After college, Robert got a high-paying job on a giant oil tanker. It was a great salary. But after meeting with Rich Dad, he quit to join the U.S. Marine Corps. Why? For the skills. Rich Dad explained, to be a successful business owner or investor on the B and I side of his cash flow quadrant, you need a mix of skills. The Marines would teach him leadership, discipline, and managing people under pressure, skills more valuable than a temporary high salary. Don't just look at the paycheck. Ask, what skills will I learn here? Master skills like sales, marketing, accounting, communication, and leadership. A combination of skills is your real security. Overcoming the 5 big obstacles. Knowledge is not enough. You must also overcome the mental obstacles. 1. Fear, the fear of losing money, it's natural. But letting fear stop you guarantees you'll stay poor. The rich take educated risks. 2. Cynicism. That voice, yours or from others, that says, you can't do it, it's too risky, it won't work. Don't listen to the Chicken Little in your head. 3. Laziness. Being too busy at work is often a form of laziness, avoiding the more important work of building your future. 4. Bad habits. Let your desires for freedom, for a better life, push you to act, not your fears. 5. Arrogance. Thinking you know everything is dangerous. Be humble. Always be a student. Final call to action. What do you do now? So, what is the first step? 1. Find your why. Why do you want to be financially free? For your family? For travel? For peace of mind? Your why must be stronger than all the obstacles. 2. Choose daily. Every day, choose to invest in your financial education. Read a book, watch a video, talk to someone who knows more. 3. Start small, but start. Buy one asset this month, 1 share of stock, 1 book on investing. Open a separate investment account. Remember, the goal is not to simply get a higher salary. The goal is to acquire assets that generate enough passive income to cover your dreams, to get out of the rat race. The path of poor dad is the path of security. The path of rich dad is the path of freedom. It's your choice. Thank you for watching. What was your biggest lesson from this story? Share in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more simple lessons to change your financial life. See you in the next video.